Well, what do we have here? It seems, ladies and gentlemen, that the tides of battle have shifted in the gamer's favor. As you can see here by the title, it looks like PlayStation is offering refunds for Stellar Blade if you claim false advertising as the reason. Now, this is actually 100% legit. I actually did the same thing for my copy. So, if you're living up under a rock, Stellar Blade is a action RPG game that features a very hot protagonist, Eve, as you can see here on the screen. A lot of gamers celebrated this. A lot of normal gamers, all the normal gamers celebrated this. But you had a few Karens, a few delusional game journalists, and Sony themselves, who were all trying to stir up controversy, censor, downplay, and pretty much cancel and sabotage Stellar Blade from being great. Now, the issue comes in to play because Stellar Blade was advertised as a game that would be uncensored for all versions of the game. That is what was advertised in trailers, that was what we were told. But once the game finally released and players got it in their hands, they soon realized that this was indeed not the case, and that several outfits were changed, censored, modified. What do you recall? It's censored. A lot of outfits were censored to include the bunny suit, the popular bunny outfit, amongst other outfits as well that were also covered up as well and censored. Gore has been minimized. There's not as much gore as before in the original copy. Art has been changed due to some questionable controversy. When I say questionable, meaning like I don't think it was a big deal. I think people were just reaching with it. Just a bunch of really unnecessary changes. But the issue is, again, players were advertised that this game would not be censored, and then once they got the game, it was indeed censored. That is false advertising. That is bad. That is very bad, especially for a big company, for a business in general. You selling your customers a product that was not advertised to them, that is really bad for business. That is how that is how some companies can go out of business for trying to pull the okie doke or trying to pull a fast one on their customers. Because what happens is the customers lose faith in you, and you can't be trusted anymore. Then you end up losing money because you thought you were slick, you thought you were smart, you thought you can get away with something. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, PlayStation does not usually give refunds that easily. They'll try to avoid it at all costs. Anything in their power, they've tried to avoid giving refunds. It's only for specific reasons, like it has to be something dire. The fact that they are issuing refunds in droves like this, like thousands of customers are requesting refunds, and they're giving them those refunds. This is 100% legit because, like I said, I also did this with my digital deluxe copy. So it is indeed legit. Now, the reason being that they are actually going forth and issuing these refunds is simple. They are scared. They are scared of the consequences and the backlashes and the possible legal consequences that they could suffer if they do not issue refunds to players for essentially false advertising. We can kind of go back to like the whole cyberpunk thing, like how we were all advertised what the game cyberpunk was going to be and all the refunds that were issued because of that. When stuff like this happens, you're showing the customers one thing, and then you sell them on that, and then they get the product and it's not what they were advertised. That's how class action lawsuits come into play, and that is why Sony is scared, and they are forced to basically give gamers these refunds. They do not want any lawsuit action. It's the same reason why they refunded like Cyberpunk and stuff like that. Like, took it off didn't they take it off the PlayStation Store or something like that at one point? Yeah. It's not that they actually care about the customers. They just don't want a lawsuit filed against them for basically trying to do a scumbag move, trying to false advertise and stuff like that. You got caught red-handed. You got caught with your hand in the cookie jar. You got caught in 4K, 8K, whatever K there is, 9K, you got caught. You try to pull a fast one on your customers. You know what I'm saying? You're being very, very disingenuous, and customers don't appreciate that. Gamers don't appreciate that. It's weird that you try to go through such lengths just to sabotage a game and not even support the developer's shift up. You try to ruin their product, their first console game. It's just a really bad look for Sony all across the board. There's no angle that Sony looks good in this situation whatsoever. Like, you made a poor call on all fronts. This is absolutely terrible, bro. You making Microsoft look good, Sony, and that's quite the feat. Like, I don't know what y'all be doing. Like, somebody inside your company is definitely showing you showing you not the way to treat your customers. I mean, unless you just enjoy losing money and people cancel your PlayStation subscriptions and just issuing refunds and possibly getting lawsuits, then hey, keep on doing what you're doing. But yes, it is 100% confirmed. Yes, PlayStation, Sony is issuing refunds for false advertising. Just make sure, if you are one of those people who did purchase the digital deluxe version, that you go on the PlayStation site, you request a refund. Make sure that you tell them the reason you are requesting a refund is because of false advertising. It has to be for that reason. Otherwise, they will possibly deny you. So make sure you say it is because of false advertising. Something along the lines of, because what I did, I was like, false advertising, and I did not receive the product that was advertised to me. Something along those lines. Basically false advertising, and they will give you a refund. I did the same thing. The money's already coming, if not already back in my account. Now, if you still want to play the game, and support the game, you can still get a physical copy of the game. Make sure when you install this physical copy of Stellar Blade that you do not go online. If you try to go online with this physical copy, the game will try to update to the censored version via day one patch. So make sure if you are installing or playing the physical copy of Stellar Blade, make sure that you do not go online. Now, you can go online later and patch it up later after you do like a playthrough, or you want to play New Game Plus, cool. But if you want to play the game first as it was intended to be played in its full glory with nothing changed or tampered or censored, then make sure you pick up a physical copy. Make sure you stay offline when you install it and play the game, and you'll enjoy it at its fullest potential. So that is what I recommend. I am really disappointed in you, Sony. I am a huge Sony fan. I've been with y'all since day one, since like the PS2. I think that's when I started. Like, this is some scumbag tactics. I thought that you guys were better than that. I know it's a company at the end of the day, but this is a new low for y'all. I heard that y'all have been censoring games and stuff like this in the past from people in my comments. It's like, what are you gaining from this? Like, bro, why are you so anti-consumer? This is why people want PC ports. This is why people want a PC port of Stellar Blade. And honestly, I am with y'all. If y'all don't even want to support PlayStation at all, you're canceling your subs. I cancel my PlayStation sub. If you don't want to support Sony at all or buy a physical copy of Stellar Blade, hey, I feel you on that. You can just, hey, if you want to wait to the PC port, I do not blame you, because I'm definitely looking forward to the PC port as well. Then we won't even have to deal with all this unnecessary nonsense from Sony and these journalists and everything. We'll get the full version, and we might even be able to mod it and have even better stuff in the game, like with the PC port. We ain't got to deal with all this silly nonsense going on. So if you don't want to, if you're saying to yourself like, man, F them, they really tried to like do a bait and switch on us on the last day and censor the game after they said it was gonna be uncensored, like that's some snaky shit. That's some snaky foul, like, yeah, that's some snaky sneaky stuff. Like, that's how you lose trust in your customers, and your customers end up going to another the other side. Maybe they go to Microsoft or Nintendo, or maybe they'll just go to PC, because they're like, oh wow, Sony, they really tried to like screw me over after all these fans supported you in your games and everything like that. Like, this is how you return the favor. This is how you treat your fans after they support you and everything like that. You try to pull a fast one, pull a bait and switch. That's really dirty. That makes y'all look really scummy, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So I don't know, Sony, you looking hella sus right now. You turning on your customers, your fans, you turning on your developers like Shift Up, like you just taking the side of the game journalists. I don't know what you trying to do, but just let you know that customers and fans and gamers, we don't forget about stuff like this. So if you end up failing the rest of this gen or next gen, just know that you made your bed. Now you gotta sleep in it, bro. Like, you don't do scummy, untrustworthy stuff like this and think it's just okay. You're gonna learn one way or the other. You already learning now. And if y'all get sued for this, I'm not even gonna be mad. I'm gonna be like, yep, you deserved it. Trying to be a scumbag. You deserve it. But yeah, let me know what y'all think down in the comments section, man. Are you guys gonna still play Stellar Blade and support Stellar Blade? Are you gonna get a physical copy and play it as its intended original form? Or are you just gonna wait for the PC version? Did you cancel your sub for PlayStation Plus? Did you get a refund? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. And I'll see you in the next video, man. Peace.